in today's race, as we documented, is the closest in Daytona 500 history, and it is 0.010.
Correct list of drivers. It was Bobby Allison in 1982, Bill Elliott in 1987, Dale Jarrett did it twice, 1996 and 2000, and Gordon did it in 1997. Pretty magnificent fashion, finishing 1-2 with Toyotas, the closest margin of victory in the Daytona 500 history. And you also had 4 of the top 5 cars. Can you talk a little bit about what this means for Toyota?
This is very difficult for me to put in words. I cannot articulate adequately what this means to Toyota, but I'll start by saying it's our single biggest race in our company's history. And I'll put it in front of the Indy 500, which was a pretty special one back in 2003.
All right, we're going to open it up to questions now for David. All right, well, we have now been joined by our Daytona 500 champion, Denny Hamlin, who's the driver of the number 11 FedEx Express Toyota. Denny, I've got a few facts to run through here for you. This is your first Daytona 500 win and your 27th Sprint Cup Series win. This is the 6th time, and you're the 5th driver to have won the Sprint Unlimited and the Daytona 500 in the same season. This is the first Daytona 500 victory for Toyota, and you did all of that with the closest finish in Daytona 500 history. Can you just talk a little bit about what all that means to you?
It's the pinnacle of my career for sure. I haven't got a championship yet, and so this is obviously the biggest win for myself. And it's just the circumstances. I mean, Joe Gibbs, who found me about 12, 13 years ago. It's his birthday today. He's been so pivotal to myself and my team and supporting me for the last 11 years. Fedex has been such a huge supporter of me throughout my career. It's it's very unusual that the driver and the sponsor have such a great relationship like we have, and they stuck by us, and they're so heavily invested in myself and this sport and this race team. So big for them. Obviously Toyota, it's huge for them getting their first Daytona 500 victory with everything that they've done for this racetrack with that Toyota injector. It's such a huge team victory. Joe Gibbs Racing, he sat over here a week ago and told me all these sidebar races are getting old. Let's go win the real one. And so to win it for the boss after 23 years, it's just there is no better feeling than what I have right now.
All right, we are also joined by our race-winning crew chief, Mike Wheeler. Mike, you've been with this 11 team for several years, and now your first win in the Sprint Cup Series comes as you join Denny on top of the box. Can you talk a little bit about what that means to you?
It's pretty crazy, that's for sure. You're working your butt off all these years trying to get to this spot. You put in the hours, you work your guts out, trying to be the best. When you finally get that opportunity to be a crew chief and lead the team, it's really satisfying to see everybody so happy. Sponsors so happy between Toyota and FedEx and everybody. Seeing Denny say it's his biggest race and his biggest thing he's got makes me happy. I'm a small part of this. Speed racing is a lot to do with driver, the actual car, and the people that build that car, and with the spotter involved. And I'm just really happy to be a small part of that.
And we are also joined by our winning car owner, Coach Joe Gibbs. Coach, you guys had 3 cars in the top 5, and this is your first Daytona 500 win since 1993. Can you talk a little bit about what that means for you and for the team at Joe Gibbs Racing?
I think just that fact that we worked as hard as we can work. We feel like we got, over the years, we had great drivers and crew chiefs, but it's so hard to put it all together and win. And I'm proud of Mike and Denny. Just a great effort for them to be together just this short period of time and to be able to accomplish what they have is really, I think, an amazing story. You talk about FedEx, You talk about Toyota. When you get a chance to call them, Fred Smith, Mike Glenn, Raj, and you realize our sport is so different in that, you can play basketball, football, and baseball without a sponsor. We can't race without a sponsor. It's a partnership. And certainly you can't race without a great manufacturer like Toyota at our back. So it's a total team effort. And when you get a chance to win something like this, it's so great to call them, thank them for being a part of this, because you wouldn't be here if they hadn't done what they did. So Lord's blessed us with a great experience today, and we're going to enjoy it.
Yeah, and another side part of that, I'll just join in, is that it's very underrated, in my opinion, for what FedEx does for our sport. They don't just sponsor our race car. I mean, they sponsor different things on the broadcast. They do countless things with the tracks, sponsor the races themselves. I mean, they just do so much for our sport that, I thank my lucky stars every day that I'm part of the FedEx team, and, it's beside myself with it.
Yeah, we're going to give it away. And then Matt seemed to be really thinking he should have stayed bottom line. Did you feel like that was did you essentially have it handed back to you after you felt like you had given it away?
I got cocky. I sitting over the radio, I'd beaten everyone off pit road. Like every time we've ever had a green flag pit stop or caution, I beat everyone off pit road, and I'm sitting here like, I'm the pit road master, and then I come in there and blow it and screw my tires up on the last stop that actually counts. And I think it was. I'm glad I quick thinking, telling Wheels to, hey, I slid him. I don't know which one, and he made a quick audible, and then the preparation was great. My team was ready for anything. We didn't lose that lead draft, even taking 4 tires when everyone in front of us essentially took 2. So my team was ready. The pit crew nailed a great stop to get us out there quick, and I knew whoever came out with the lead in that on that green flag sequence had a great shot, because he had 5 teammates essentially, or 4 teammates right behind him, and we had just talked about let's get a team victory. I know we all want to win this thing, but if we stick together, we greatly increase our chances of winning this race. And I'm with Joe that this is a great moment for me, but I feel awful for Matt because he's such a great friend and such a great teammate. But I'm just so proud of all my other teammates for us being so committed to each other for 500 miles today. I mean, that was very rare that you see the selflessness that you saw. Even with 2 laps to go, all of us were committed to essentially pushing that 20 car to a victory. But I saw the 4 coming. I said, if I didn't block his run, he was going to make a run just like I did. And I wanted it to went up there to block, and he hit me so hard it shot me 3 cars forward, and I had to do something with that run. So it was crazy. It happened so fast. I literally had to watch it back to figure out what in the world happened.